Happy hunting.
Hunt me.
I am the hunted one.
I'm hunting most things.
Let's hunt something. You can hunt.
Long have you hunted me? You're being hunted.
Hello. Welcome back. 22nd of September 2018. Curated top 10 hunts for steamhunt.com. Let's get into the first one today. First one is Magic Boat, a drone for life. 4-meter wave high stiffness resistance, steel frame, leverage boomer, hull XPS, ultrasonic wind gauge response time 4 milliseconds, innovative algorithm, dropping of sail, power 2 days battery life, full charging in 7 hours, bulb high efficiency 8 kilogram to 1 meter for stability. An autonomous sailboat drone able to cross the Atlantic Ocean to monitor climate changes. So they need 10,000 euros. They've raised nearly 3,000 euros. This is kind of an interesting project to me. It's not the most massive boat in the world, but I presume what the idea is behind it is if they can get this technology right and they can get some data from it, then they can just send these all around the world, like just have multiple ones of them constantly like aggregating data, you know. But then I would have thought with what they've learnt from the analytics and going through certain storms, that they can scale up that technology so that other people can use it in their boats or as part of their equipment on a boat. Cool project. If you've got any money and you're into boats, you're into climate change, or you want to see things changing, invest in money in projects like this, because these are the things that we need to aggregate that data back so we can make better, more informed decisions. Next up is Scanbeam. Scanbeam, specifically developed to complement the Scan 360 area's coverage. Scanbeam provides a very narrow defined beam break perimeter intrusion system with invisible fence-like detection capabilities. Very well. This is kind of, I've not seen anything like this, not at corporate, at consumer level like this. I'm sure they have these things on military installations, but this is an all-weather multi-terrain threat detection. All-weather capability, low cost of ownership, power over Ethernet, advanced digital signal processing for best target detection and minimal false alarms, very high RF and EMI immunity due to super heterodyne design, which basically means it's a good chipset. Interesting. It's the first time I've seen those things be like commercial. I would have thought those things are kind of military spec normally. It just shows you that technology is becoming more accessible for more people. Next up is the CloudConvert.com. Convert anything to anything. I've been using this platform for years. Absolutely love it. 218 different platforms that you can convert between. You can select a bunch of files in here, and then you can just like select from graphics to one format to another. So maybe you want to change a WebP to a PNG, you can do all that. It's even got a little API in there if you want to plug something in and then just get it to spit something out. Heartily recommend it. Well worth the money. You don't have to buy, I think you can just do a number of them per day, but then you can also buy tokens, which I did and I use as and when needed for the client. Evolution FloatPad is next. If you've got a spare 28 grand knocking about, our flagship pod with seamless design that reduces mold and mildew, rear ventilation gap that allows fresh air to flow in, custom pivoting design makes it possible to adjust the lid from either side. Can you imagine having this like incredibly stressful job and then coming home and having some kind of waterproof VR, AR headset that you can just get inside of this float tank? Like, you'd be in there for hours and you'd come out the most chilled out. Or would you come out? Would you even know you've been out? Dun dun dun. LondonGo. What? LondonGo is next. Stay connected and charged abroad. Get prepared for international travel. Arrive ready to go with your device travel kit. So this seems like one of those monthly subscription things, but it's actually not. It's a box that you pick up, I presume, either in the airport or you can order it ahead of time. And this gives you a like 4G capable worldwide modem, I presume. Alright, so it's got this global SIM card. With LondonGo, you get a global SIM card that lets you receive free incoming calls, 150 countries including the USA, at a balance for 4G LTE internet. This is kind of weird. Why is the only 300 boxes available for 2000? Are they not definitely sure that they can do it? I'm going solo pre-order one for $80. I'm going part 145. I'm not sure about this. I'm not, now that I've seen the design of it. I mean, I'm kind of weirded out by their pricing. Normally when you buy a box like this, you buy a box, you pay a fee per day, normally anywhere between like, I don't know, like $8 and $15 a day for a certain amount of bandwidth. So this kind of like pricing structure is a little bit weird for me, and the fact that they're pre-ordering 300 boxes while there's only 300 boxes available, bit confused. I would look around at other options for getting global connectivity. Not sure about this one. Sounded like a good idea when I came into it, but now that I'm on it, I'm not so sure. FFC Subspotting. This is a cool little project. I really like this. Capturing, mapping and visualizing the available cell phone reception in the entire New York City subway. Until recently, New York City was one of the few places without comprehensive cell phone coverage in its subway. During that time of unreliable connectivity underground, the Subspotting app provided information about the available cell phone signals in New York City subway. I really dig the this, like, the way they've mapped the quality of the cellular signal in these areas. I think it's super smart. Custom data logger measuring signal strength for each of the major 4 carriers. So they just had a phone on different carriers, and you can kind of see who had the best connectivity, and then they just had like runners, I presume, running around like to each place so they could work out which had decent connectivity. I think that's super cool. If you imagine adding a blockchain incentive behind that as well, where you have people who are out every day, all day, you could feed that back into the networks, and the networks could see where they have like dead spots. And also local businesses could work out, especially businesses that have outdoor like seating areas, that would probably influence people using that cafe if they knew the internet was good there or around that area. It's definitely a project that I've been wanting to do in New York City for a while. I hadn't thought about subways, but I had been thinking about other areas. Next up, Nebulous.app. Nebulous is a Python-based project that gives the content creator a place to back up media within the interplanetary file system IPFS. This is super interesting. The more areas your content exists, the better the chance that your work will be available when a viewer wishes to consume your media. The idea for the service spun out of the developer's desire to help the decentralized apps dApps on Steam to better compete with their centralized counterparts. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I think there's a cost to it, but I don't know how much that costs. Why does this cost Steam? Because the servers are quite expensive. We also pay out a portion of the cost to the nodes in our network that save your media to the server. I wonder if there's a way of linking a lot of those. There's got to be an incentive or an initiative to put together some really high-speed connectivity with a bunch of, I don't know, there's got to be some companies out there that have like hosting or backup overspill hosting that we can use. We just need a bridge, I guess, between IPFS and a backup version of it, and then having lots of redundant ways of pulling that file back. And I guess that requires the player to be coded in a certain way as well. That was kind of what we're trying to get around with the IPFS. But you really need a lot of space, and you need some high-speed connections to be able to keep that media online. Good idea. I think as this progresses and matures, this is going to get a lot easier, and I think it will actually spawn something really good. So if they're looking for delegation, probably worth checking these guys out on Steam as well. Nebulous.app. Last 3 today then. The RSS generator, fetchrss.com, generate RSS out of any Twitter user, any eBay page. This is really powerful. What you can do with this is you can go to a page, you can grab a snippet of that page, and you can build like a feed generator. So what happens is it kind of generates the data that you need, which is like an XML file inside of this RSS feed that you can then subscribe to, get updates by, or you can use to like broadcast out. So for instance, I've got an RSS feed for when Steam Hunt posts something, and when I post something on my own Steam blog, that also gets put out automatically onto Twitter. Last 2, Red Shark Bikes. This looks cool. I would absolutely love to have a blast on one of these. all carbon fiber, so incredibly light, incredibly strong, and because it has got that like weight, you can just like ride along on top of the water. Like, talk about getting out of Dodge, just get anywhere near to the water and off you go. Like, you pretty much like backpack, like a little trailer on the back for the dog, job done. I freaking love it. I don't know how expensive it is, but I can imagine it's not cheap, but it certainly looks the part. I can imagine like a lot of touristy places getting these instead of the old boats, just replacing all of their stuff for these. Carbon fiber, man, we haven't even really used it as intensively as I thought we would have by now, but that looks like a fire little boat. Finally today then, last one today is Worldpackers, life-changing travel experiences on a budget. Travel exchanging your skills for accommodation. Let me say that once more. Travel exchanging your skills for accommodation. Like, if I was in my 20s right now, maybe if I was in a couple, we didn't have any children, we didn't have like a house or like a fixed job, I would be backpacking and traveling around to all these different places, documenting it on Steam, putting it onto DTube, put it onto the videos, things that you're learning along the way, but also spreading the word of Steam by telling these people how to blog, set up different little meetups using meetup.com in the different places that you're going to go to, training anything between 10 or 20 people at a time, giving these people like crypto information about Byteball and all these other great services that are out there. That's what I'd be doing if that was my life, but it's not my life. My life is different. This is what the website looks like as of September 2018. All the hunts are on the right hand side at the top there. When you click on any of those hunts, they appear on the left hand side. Hit the white button, takes you through to the hunt. If you want to add your own hunt, just put your title in, subtitle, 1,000 characters of text, upload some images. You can upload a GIF up to 5 megabit. You can even, not megabit, megabytes, Jesus, that'd be massive. Put some tags in, hit post, that goes to the Steam blockchain, but it also goes onto the Steam Hunt website where it can be upvoted, commented on, and pushed higher up in the chart. And then 4 o'clock GMT every day UK time, 12 PM midnight in South Korea, the server rolls over, and when it does that, we have a bid bot that kicks off and upvotes your post. It's really easy to use. If you've ever seen Product Hunt before, very similar but empowered by the Steam blockchain. That's it for me today. I'll catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye.
Prepare the path of a steam.
Smell steam.
Stumnassi, wat is een stumnassi? Stumnassi. Why shouldn't the guy let off